Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Respect the Deck and I'm here with a collective message in love. I asked whether or not there's hope in the connection between you and your person. Absolutely. There's definitely love there. The Sun is known as the happiest card in the deck. This connection brings about positive feelings. There's pleasure between you, happiness, fun, joy, warmth, success, celebration. Everything's good. I mean, you may have a reason to think that things aren't necessarily, great or ideal between you and your person, but you bring them a lot of joy and happiness. This is a card of freedom as well. Because when you're able to be completely who you are with someone and be totally vulnerable and some would say or could say naked, it's one of those things where there's just a certain level of comfort there and carefreeness, if that makes sense. The Two of Swords is here reversed. And this card, when reversed, talks about the lesser of two evils, no right choice, confusion, indecision, information overload. Your person may be faced with a decision right now that they're finding it really difficult to make, to move forward with their life and get back to a less confused, less fearful state. I mean, I'm not really sure what it is that they're, confused about, what's weighing so heavy on them, but it has to do with some kind of decision. Four of Swords reversed, exhaustion, burnout, deep contemplation, stagnation, restlessness, and stress. So, your person may not be at peace right now. They may be dealing with quite a bit of responsibility, that could be causing them to feel overwhelmed and overburdened, causing them stress and unrest. It could be whatever decision is there weighing heavy on them. Swords, wow, it's a lot of heavy energy. I mean, when I asked about the connection and if there's hope there, it's like, yes, there definitely is. And then it goes to talk about, I feel what your person's going through. They may be dealing with something heavy right now. Perhaps they were betrayed in some way. They faced a painful ending of some sort, loss, failure, defeat. They may be experiencing some kind of crisis, or maybe they're just looking at something negatively, and it could be because of the confusion that they're dealing with. What is this confusion that, and it landed almost on the Two of Swords when I asked about what the confusion is. It has to do something with what they feel. They definitely have strong feelings for you, feel empathy for you, feel You may support in them some kind of emotionally healthy state. You know, maybe they're feeling things that they haven't felt before, deep, profound emotions that they didn't think existed, and now, they're experiencing that with you, and that's part of what's bringing them all this happiness, but also some confusion at the same time. Sometimes when we have, feelings for other people that develop, it can be confusing. But what is this choice that your person is scared to make? What is this choice that your person is scared to make at this time? I was going to take it, but it didn't look out. Wheel of Fortune. So they may be waiting for their luck to change. Perhaps they're looking down at their life, at, what's going on or what has gone on. Maybe they've experienced like a string of bad luck or something having to do with them reaching some kind of turning point in their life where things go a different direction and it's what they want. They may be waiting for their luck to change. Another 10 here with the 10 of Wands, but they're burdened. They may be very close to the finish line, may be very close to accomplishing a specific goal of theirs, in spite of, 10, 10, 10. That's crazy. 10, the Wheel of Fortune, 10, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords over here. So 3 10s. 10 could be significant, but also with the 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, there's things not being said. There, feelings that are being held back. What could be preventing this person from coming forward to talk to you or tell you how they feel? It could be that they're experiencing so much stress that they just can't bear to like take something else on. What happens if they were to make a move and get rejected? That could be something else to add to the list of things that are, preventing this person from even sleeping at night, being just restless, mental energy, just thinking a lot, But at the end of the day, they really got to be responsible for what they hold on to, even if that is, what they think or what they feel. If they're going to hold on to those particular feelings and not be honest with you and tell you what they are, that they do have deep emotions that you've activated in them, then that's something that they basically are going to have to deal with at the end of the day. So, that betrayal that's there or that fear that's coming from, you know, their want to kind of avoid rejection and avoid things. And I don't think you would reject them. Like I said, this person, you bring them a lot of happiness. The connection brings them a great deal of joy, but I feel like they're just waiting for their luck to change because some things have happened. And I don't know if they've been forthright with what they've been going through and how, painful, the wounds are here that they've incurred. because it's like, you know, it only takes one sword to kill someone, not 10. He got 10 swords in his back. It's too much, you know, like, so it's too much. And maybe that's how they feel. The weight of their feelings are too much for them, you know? The King of Cups being a card that speaks on emotion. Then you got the Four of Swords reversed. Burnout. Stagnation. Stress. Restlessness. But like I said, ultimately, you know, you're going to have to be responsible for what they hold back, you know, for whatever reason they do it. And hopefully it's not for the thrill, you know, of the chase. Is what, you know, it could be. Mask. They're wearing a mask. Hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight, and personify. So, hiding true feelings, you know, that's bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck over here, too, you know, was this. Oh, it was the Seven of Swords. It was on the bottom. If y'all seen that earlier, but yeah, holding back and not showing who they really are, what they really feel. Heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, breakup. They may be still processing loss from a previous situation that they were in. Maybe that's why the Ten of Swords is there, showing their the exaggeration of pain in some, you know, to some degree as well, because, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Not everything is all dark, all bad. But, you know, if they're still feeling some way from something that didn't work out in the past, then, you know, it's gonna get in the way of what you guys have and cause them to feel even more hurt and disconnected and disarmed. I'm feeling. Teddy bear is here, interested in you, blooming, romance, flirting, and want to date. So, definitely into you. Something is brewing. Some kind of feelings, deep emotions. You got mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. And then you got cut down, cutting out, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. So these two cards kind of go hand in hand. But what I would say is be careful with the mirroring. You know, like the intentional mirroring. Sometimes, you know, we're intentional when it's like, oh, we're going to match energy when it comes to someone. You don't necessarily have to do that. You know, you don't necessarily have to match someone's energy and mirror or mimic their behavior. You know, if they're gonna behave a certain way, it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, get down the same. Look within for answers to the questions that you have. Don't try to seek those answers outside of yourself. And if for any reason that, you know, this person isn't in communication with you right now, if the two of you are in separation, it's just saying stop the pattern, silent treatment. I'm going to pull one more and then I'm going to wrap up. Just one more card for the collective. What do they need to know? Of course, like 3 cards come out. Three, three. All right, so I'll read these 3 and then I'm gonna go. But you have here partying, time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment. So maybe, you know, we don't focus so much on this person if they're not around right now and put more emphasis on our friendships and ourselves right now. You know, just being more mindful of how we spend our time and with who we do it with. The butterfly, evolving in growth, next phase, healing inner child, releasing the past. Transformation energy here with that card, you know. Um, Focusing more on you and prioritizing yourself will help you to heal your inner child, which, you know, may be wounded, may be hurt, you know, from past trauma and pain, you know, but you're a beautiful butterfly. And, you know, it don't start that way. The butterfly starts as a caterpillar, and they're not always that pretty. There are some really pretty caterpillars, don't get me wrong, some really unique looking insects, but anyway. Picture, looking at pictures, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. Missing, yeah, they miss you, you know. They, if you guys have pictures or they have pictures of you, or can access your social media and see pictures of you, then they're reminiscing on times past, you know, and feeling nostalgic, wanting to make new memories and not be stuck in the past, wanting to move forward and do things different, do things better than before is what I get. So yeah, that's what I have for messages right now. If it don't apply, let it fly. But if it makes sense, tip your reader a couple cents. Respect the deck here. And I'm out. Subscribe, like, share. Am I missing something? Hit the notification bell. All that good stuff, all that jazz. Have a wonderful night. Also, happy new moon. New moon. I think it's new moon in Leo. Leo, my sign, and it's Leo season. Let's go, gang, gang. Shout out to my lovely lions and lionesses. Fellow Leo here. But yeah, y'all have a great night. Take care. Be back soon. Bye.